Most Macs don't become slow all of a sudden. They become slow gradually. A few extra apps here, a few browser tabs there. And over time, the same Mac that once felt fast starts feeling heavier. In situations like this, the system usually is not broken, but small habits and background activity can quietly add up. So in this video, I will walk you through 7 things that slowly make your Mac feel slower and how to check them properly. This is common yet impactful. Many apps automatically add themselves to your startup list. Cloud storage apps, VPN tools, creative software, and meeting apps. When your Mac starts, these apps don't sit idle. They launch background processes that stay awake. And over time, this can increase startup time, background CPU activity, memory usage. You can easily check them once in a while. Just get to System Settings, click on General, look for login items and extensions on right, and here you go. In this window, you're going to see 2 sections. At the top, apps that open when you log in. You can filter them carefully. Only leave super essentials here and remove everything else. Now, if you scroll it a little, you will see apps allowed to run in the background. Take your time, review them, and disable all unnecessary background syncing apps. If you see tools in this window that you rarely use, disabling them will ultimately reduce the unnecessary background load. Modern web browsers are extremely powerful, but they're also one of the biggest sources of hidden resource usage. When you simply open web browser and you open multiple tabs, let me tell you something. Each open tab often runs its own process. So if you keep email, multiple research tabs, streaming videos, and collaboration tools all running at the same time, your browser may be running dozens of processes that you never know. And the crazy part is, even when tabs appear idle, they're still using some CPU time and memory. Closing unused tabs or organizing them into tab groups can make a noticeable difference. Another hidden source of background activity is menu bar utilities. Clipboard managers, note apps, weather widgets, screen recording tools. Individually, they are lightweight, but if you install many of them, each one runs a background agent. These processes wake periodically to check for updates or perform tasks. Over time, they contribute to overall system load. You can see many of them in Activity Monitor under CPU tab. And once in a while, you should open Activity Monitor, and under CPU tab, you should definitely review some of these processes. Sometimes a Mac feels slower temporarily. After system update, restoring a backup, or importing large photo libraries. This is often caused by Spotlight indexing. macOS scans files in the background so that search results could stay fast and accurate. Processes like MDS and MD Worker may briefly use higher CPU during this process. This behavior is normal and usually stabilizes after the indexing is finished. The desktop might seem like easy and a harmless place to store files. And in fact, personally, I have seen majority of Mac users keeping their desktops always engaged, like busy with too many icons and documents. But you must know the truth. Every icon on your desktop is rendered by Finder and WindowServer. If hundreds of screenshots and files accumulate here, the system must constantly render those elements, and eventually this may affect the responsiveness. Therefore, using folders or stacks helps reduce visual clutter and keeps the desktop easier for the system to manage. macOS performs best when there's a sufficient free storage. When a drive becomes nearly full, the system has less room to manage temporary files, caches, and memory swap that can immediately affect app launch times, file operations, and background tasks. A good rule is to keep roughly 20% storage free when possible. If you are a keen Mac user, I highly suggest you to visit Mac storage usage every once in a month and monitor storage distribution so that you can timely optimize it before it becomes a real big problem. macOS manages memory very efficiently. But if a system runs for extremely long periods without restarting, temporary processes and caches can accumulate. Restarting occasionally refreshes system frameworks and clears many temporary states. This is not something that you need to perform frequently, but doing it periodically can help the system running smoothly. Now, occasional slowdowns can be completely normal, but there are cases where performance issues deserve attention. For example, a process is staying above 70–80% CPU for several minutes during light usage, an app repeatedly freezing, fans running constantly even during simple tasks. In those situations, checking Activity Monitor can really help you identify the real root cause behind that trouble. Most Macs don't slow down because something suddenly breaks. They slow down because small things quietly accumulate. Background apps, browser tabs, storage pressure, or startup items. Once you understand these patterns, keeping your Mac running smoother for a long time becomes really easier. Anyways, this is pretty much it in this video. If you found it helpful, hit that like button. Subscribe Crazy Errors for future tech tips, tricks, and solutions. Now, if you're ready to optimize the storage on your Mac, here's the next video for you. Until next time, you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.